All right, so now we have another recipe. We're making pesto, and this is the easiest pesto that you can make, and it's with green peas. I can't remember where I saw this recipe, but I did want to show you how easy it is, and it's an alternative to the regular pesto that you have that has cheese in it. So delicious. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 ingredients. 6 ingredients. Easy. All right, let's get to it. So our ingredients, we have some nice basil. You can add more basil or less basil. I add 2 to 3 stalks. We have brewer's yeast. That's what gives it its cheesiness. We have some Himalayan salt, one of my favorites. If you're not into using salt, a lot of people aren't. I'm going to show you this again, and I show it in every recipe that I do with dressings. You can use tamari or you can use soy sauce. Please know this one doesn't have gluten. The soy sauce is it's soybeans and wheat and salt, and this one is soybeans, no wheat, no gluten in it, and it also has salt. If you want to stay away from the salt completely, you don't have to use any whatsoever. Or you can go ahead and use your liquid aminos, or you can try some coconut aminos as well. But make sure, if you're trying to stay away from the salt, to check the ingredients, okay? So we have peas as our base, and this is what's going to make it, you know, nice and green and pesto-y. How fantastic is that? Pesto always has garlic. I love me some garlic. And then you have some pine nuts, all right? You can use just regular pine nuts, or you can also roast your pine nuts. That's another option for you. Roast them lightly. It gives a completely different flavor to it. All right, and then the other thing that I'm going to include as well is that you might need to thin this out. I don't know how thick you like it, your pesto, but I have a little bit of water. I'm going to put that on the side. All right, so I got 1 clove. I'm starting with 1 clove, and I'm seeing how that will be. I am using, as you guys know, I love my Magic Bullet, and that's how I make all of my dressings and sauces, with the Magic Bullet. And no, I'm not getting paid for this. I just love it. We have a couple of different blades because it's softer ingredients and it's just the pine nuts. I'm going to start out with my shallow blade first, right? And I'm going to use my small bullet cup. So if you haven't used them before, typically you have 2 options. You have small and then you have large. I like to use the small one because I don't want to make a lot of my dressing, since everything is fresh and it's not processed. There are no preservatives in it. The lifespan of your dressings are going to be shorter than something that you buy on the shelf. So just keep that in mind, okay? So this is about 1 cup of your peas. I'm going to start out using half. I'm going to pour in my peas. And you can use frozen peas, all right? This was from my freezer. Use your frozen peas. So I have that. I've got about, I'd say, 1/4 of a cup of my, my pine nuts here. I'm going to put those in. And then this is about, I'd say, 1/2 cup. Is that 1/2 cup? It's between 1/4 and 1/2 of my nutritional yeast. On the East Coast, I always knew it as brewer's yeast, but again, this is what gives it its cheesy flavor. I am going to start out with 1/2 of it, all right? So I will put that back, and then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take off the leaves. Some people use the stems when they're making pesto. I just like to use the leaves. If I am using basil in my meals, let's just say I'm using it in stir fry or in a dish, I will absolutely use the stems, but for this I want it to be just a little bit more delicate. The stems tend to have a stronger taste. Okay, here goes my garlic. Oops. We're going to put just a little bit of the salt in, just a touch of water, all right? I'm going to put on my lid, and again, this is a great dressing. If you want to put it over your vegetables or your pasta, you can. You can use it for whatever you want. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna blend this, and we might need to add a little bit of water. So let's start, and then we'll see where we end up. Not enough water. I'm gonna put in the rest of my water, and that was about a 1/4 cup. I might need to add more. It all depends, okay? I'll shake that up a little bit. Here we go. Take it out. I'm gonna shake it. Looks like I need a little bit more water. That's the joy of cooking. Everything is trial and error. All right, let's take a look so you can see what that looks like. Ooh, looks like the normal pesto with cheese. I'm going to add a little bit more. So one of these little glass dishes, that's about a 1/4 cup of water. So I'm going to add half of that because I like my pesto chunky. And again, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and blend this, and then we're going to taste it, and then we're going to see if we need to add additional ingredients. Wow, this is already looking great. Let's check our consistency. All right, can you see that? Nice thick consistency. That would be perfect for pasta, but I'm gonna do it so that we don't have a lot of, I still see a little bit of the nuts in there. So I will taste this because I want to see what else needs to go in there. You guys, so good, so good. All right. I like a little bit more garlic, so I'm gonna go ahead and add just a bit more garlic. Another way that you can do garlic is you can go ahead and take a big knife and you can crush it rather than do all of this peeling that I'm doing. So here we go. A little bit more garlic. I want a little bit more water. Let's move this out of the way. A little bit more water. I think that I would like a touch more salt. There we go. And I want to have just another dash of lemon in there. All right, so I've tasted it. I've added a little bit extra in there, and now I'm going to go ahead and blend it a little bit longer. Okay. All right, let's try it. Wow. This is absolutely amazing. Look at that. Oops, I saw one little nut. That's okay. I'll blend it again. But overall, the consistency is fantastic. Super, super easy to make. Ta-da! Right? Plant-based, healthy for you, high in protein, because it does have the nuts in there, the pine nuts, and peas are also high in protein. So you know what they're doing now is with a lot of the fake meats, they're coming out, instead of using soy, they're using peas. So that's a good thing. And then the nutritional yeast, that's healthy for you. The garlic is healthy for you. You've got all of your phytonutrients, so it's fantastic. But let me test it and we'll see. I'm telling you, this is a fantastic alternative to your normal pesto. All right, and so what I want to show you, and I've showed you this before, I use these to store any kind of sauce or dressing, because these canning jars, look at that, this comes off, that's your ring. Did you hear that? That was airtight. This. If you were canning in order to get it airtight, that's a whole nother lesson. I love canning, but you would have to have warm jars. You pour in your dressing, and then you put the lid on and the ring, and then you soak that in some hot water for a little bit, and then it seals it tight so that you could have this on your shelf. But because I like to have different vinaigrettes and different dressings at the ready, I love to use these little jars. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our pesto. I feel a good pasta coming up. I'll make pasta for my son. I'll do rice pasta for him. And then for me, I'll do some zucchini pasta. You know, it's just spiralized zucchini with this pesto sauce. Awesome. Look at that. There was my little lump. It's okay. For now, for the purpose of showing you how it is. All right. There's our pesto. Put the lid on. Woohoo! Another dressing that we can have at our disposal. It took us, how long did it take us to make? 5 minutes? The hardest part was just putting everything in the little glass bowls. That's how hard it was. Anyhow, this is delicious pesto. So, I hope you see how easy it is to make something plant-based. You just need to allocate a little bit of time. And again, the recipe is not about perfection. It's about giving you the base and showing you how easy it is. And then as you start to make it, make sure to taste it along the way. So that way, if you feel like you need to add a little bit more garlic or you need to add some more basil, you can just add it and then mix it, add it and mix it until it comes out perfectly the way that you like it. All right, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope that you stay healthy. I hope that you make the right choices, and I hope you have a good day, and I'll see you the next time. Okay.